Hi all, Hipper here. I just recently realized that I haven't put up a video about the ship that actually benefits the most from having a full agile build using both Azure Lane Baltimore and also Arpeggio Takao, and that is of course the Tier 7 cruiser Hipper. So I have Lucians on my Hipper, and he provides like the initiate boost of rudder and speed. But that's not enough. So I'm putting on Azure Lane Baltimore as well. That gives me another 6% rudder. And that's a very strong inspiration. And in addition to that, I put on Arpeggio Takao as well. That gives me another 3% rudder. So with all these rudder buffs and speed buffs stacked up, I get a tier 7 Hipper that has a rudder shift of 2.1 seconds. That's nuts, and it's perfect for this ship. The speed is 37 knots, which is a bit on the slow side, but still better than some other tier 7 cruisers. At least the rudder is exactly in the sweet spot here, just around 2 seconds. That's what we like. And Hipper being just a little bit more agile than Prince Eugen really makes this build shine. So we're on the hotspot map, and we spawned at B, and I don't think there is a better spawn in the game for Hipper. There are a few on a few other maps, but this is definitely the best spawn if you're in Hipper. Of course, what you have to do is take control of the B spawn as quickly as possible. That's why I was rushing in, and I didn't really care who was shooting at me, because I need to get in here, and I need to pop my sonar on, and I need to grab this cap here as quickly as possible. Because once you've secured the B cap here, it is extremely difficult to wrestle it away, at least from a good team. And you'll buy your team like a massive advantage if you can help secure this cap here right off the bat, like I'm doing here. My plan is to get in as far as I can and then pop my sonar on, so hopefully be able to unmask that destroyer I just saw earlier. And of course, no battleship wants to rush in here and have to contend with me and my 12 torpedoes. So if you can get into this position here I'm in now, it's going to be very, very difficult to retake this cap, especially because I also have a battleship in here to help me out. And I love when battleships move in like this and pretty much make this cap here impossible to take for the Reds. So I'm far enough in now that I can pop my sonar on, which I do. And remember, Hipper has a sonar radius of 5.6 kilometers, and that's nearly 2/3 of a radar. Don't forget that. And it lasts for nearly 2 minutes. So if you're a destroyer and you're going to be perma-spotted for 2 minutes, that is a bad thing. And that's why as a destroyer you pretty much only have one option, and that is to run away, like this guy here does, because he's spotted, and he will remain spotted unless he pretty much repositions and gets out of here. So I'm going to take advantage of the confusion here to push up completely, because that means I will be sitting in cover up here, and it will be extremely difficult for a battleship to try to push its way in, because I'll be able to torp anyone who pretty much approaches this cap here. Nobody will be able to hit me until they come around the corner, and of course that's pretty much a death sentence doing that when the Hipper is just on the other side and is locked and loaded with all its torpedoes. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for the guys over here to make a move, I'm going to harass this Richelieu here in the middle of the map, which I can do from complete safety over here. And I'm pretty sure this was the guy that hit me with a nasty salvo right off the bat in this battle here. So I'm going to make him pay. And of course, at the same time, I'm keeping an eye on the Reds. I still have my sonar, so I can still pretty much see them right through the mountain, so I know what they're up to. And allow my blue friends here to get into a better position. So like this works out exactly as I was planning here, which of course sometimes isn't the situation, but you just have to improvise then. So see, this position here is so important because I am pretty much holding the red flank back here, and at the same time I have access to this Richelieu's flank, although he's in the middle of the map. So I can be a real nuisance here, and there's not really much anyone can do to wrestle me out of here. I saw the destroyer coming up here and making a torp run, which is fine. So he's gonna hopefully soften the guys up around the mountain here. So we're just gonna wait for a perfect opportunity to actually do something here, and that opportunity probably comes once this Richelieu here it has been sunk. Because he is bow tanking the other guys on my team, but there's nothing he can do against me. And if he starts bow tanking me, obviously he's gonna go and give broadside to the rest of the team. So he's in a bit of a pickle here. So I keep checking this side here in case someone is suddenly coming around here to rush me. But if you look at my blue team here, they are not pushing ahead, which is a good thing. There's still 8 minutes left in the battle here, and we haven't taken out enough ships to be able to completely secure this flank here. So it's actually better if they just make sure that we keep this cap here for as long as possible, and then once the opportunity is right, we'll push. The next question is then which way to push, and usually going for D is not a good idea, because you can see the other flank. I don't know what actually happened over there, but our ships didn't do very well. So obviously the enemy is going to go for A, which means that sooner or later we'll have to defend A. So in that case, going for D is probably not the smartest idea. I guess a destroyer could do it, but the majority of our force needs to concentrate on defending the 2 caps we have, because we are ahead on ships here. There's no point really trying to grab another cap, and especially not D. It's too far away. If we go for C, that's a better option, but right now we need to concentrate on not losing A, or of course B here that we have. So as I'm solo playing here and I don't have a division to rely on, so I am deciding to go in towards the middle of the map. That way I can approach any cap that needs backup. Because like I said, I have no idea what the others are going to do. Maybe they stick around here at B, or maybe they suddenly decide to rush D or something like that. And I need to be in a position where I can, well, be of the most use, basically. And that's not taking D at the moment. At the moment, we'll just have to wait and see how the game flows for the next minute or so before I can make up some sort of game plan for the last 6 minutes here. So primarily I want to be able to cover A cap, because you can see the Reds are, well, I'm assuming at this point, gunning for it, and there's no one there to defend it. So that's why I am heading straight for the middle, so I'll be able to reset them on A, and when I get rid of them at A, it's a very short sail trip to C and cap that. But again, it all depends on how things actually work out here. So as you can tell, in this battle here, I'm using my agility build when I have to. I don't always use it if I don't have to. If I have cover, well, then I'm going to use that, obviously, like I'm doing in this case here. So for example, in the beginning, I was using the high speed and the rudder to get into the cap as quickly as possible while avoiding most salvos on the way. And once I'm in the cap, I am playing more traditionally in this game here. It depends on the game, obviously. And I'm really only using my agile build inside the cap to get my guns in line, so I can fire all 8 guns instead of just the 4 in the front. I don't know if you noticed that in the beginning, but if you didn't, then rewind the video and have a look. That's what I did. And that's really one of the great benefits of an agile build. If you're still going at speed, you will be able to get all your guns into action. And on Hibbert, that's very important, because you have 50% of your firepower in the back, and you have to show broadside like this to use it. And once you fire, if someone like targets you, and here you use Ingenious to figure that out, then you just angle in and make sure you're a smaller target. So as I thought, the last remnants of the red team are going for A, and because I'm in this position here, I'm able to keep resetting them. I got a very nice shot in on the Suzuya in the beginning, but he starts to angle away, meaning that I'm probably going to waste my shot. So I'm going to focus the Georgia instead and leave the Suzuya up to the battleship on the right flank. He's got a much better shot at his broadside. And this is like target prioritization. I mean, the Suzuya is almost dead. I just try to take him out there. But there's really no point to keep going for him because sooner or later he will die. The Georgia is a bigger threat. So that's why I keep like hitting his superstructure with AP here. I'm not using HE. I don't get a lot of damage in here though. In all, probably around 15,000 on him. But usually, if you hit AP at 12, 13 kilometers like I'm doing here, you can get some really, really good hits. And then very nice damage totals in. It's not going too well for me here. I think it's because he's angled a little bit, or perhaps he's just like too many people have already shot at his superstructure, who knows. So the Suzuya is playing up again here, and when the Georgia comes around the island, I'm going to be in a bit of a crossfire here, so I'm just preparing for that. And like here, I'm using my Agile build again to avoid shells and at the same time keep all my turrets in action. See here, the Georgia comes around, and I just can't get the last rear turrets in. So just waiting a few seconds here, and for the next salvo here I can. And this is the beauty of an Agile build. And I get all my turrets off, and that's pretty much what ends this Georgia here. So this is Hipper with probably the best Agile build there is, until we get some new inspirations, that is. So yeah, I love this build and I love the ship, and I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you out there.